Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
The Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Ande Engleman.
United States Senator Harry Reid is Assistant Minority Leader. As such, in his position, he's brought more power to Nevada than anyone else. He joins us now for a last visit before the end of the year. Senator Reid, thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure.
Obviously, the big news today has to do with Howard Dean and former Vice President Gore's endorsement of him. What's your feeling about that?
Well, if you look at the other 5 who are in contention, I think they would all love to have that endorsement. It's a big deal. There's no way that you can minimize this. I think it really gives Dean some momentum. He already has some. And Dean is the person to beat at this stage. I, of course, am endorsing no one. There are a number of senators involved in this race. The election is not over, though. You know, we have the Iowa caucuses in January, and a week after that, we've got the situation in New Hampshire. So the election is not over yet, but whatever happens, it's going to be a close election next November.
Well, are the Democrats going to cut each other's throats till they end up with no candidate worth running at all?
Well, I think they have a job to do to try to be out front, and they've been whacking away at each other, but that'll be all over with in another few months. I think certainly by the end of February, we will have a nominee, and then President Bush will be able to focus on who his opponent's going to be, and the Democrat will be able to focus on President Bush.
You don't want to do an endorsement, but do you have a favorite?
No, not really. You know, I serve I've served with Gephardt, a fine man. Lieberman's a good guy. Edwards is certainly young and dynamic. John Kerry is I work with him a lot, and it's amazing to me how he has fallen so far in recent weeks. So they're all good. I'm confident that the election will be pretty good, but they all have to catch Dean. There's no question about that.
Dick, did you want to jump in here?
Sure. I'll shift gears here a little bit for you. Where are we today on the federal judge appointments by the president and confirmation? Is that still a big issue? And it seems that there's a lot of time being used in this area. Aren't the people that have been nominated qualified?
Dick, absolutely, this is a good question, and I'm so glad you asked it because there's such a misperception out there. We have approved, and today it'll be 169. We're going to do, by voice vote, we're going to get a circuit judge out of Pennsylvania. 169 to 4. We have approved 169 of President Bush's nominees. We've turned down 4. Pretty good average. I mean, we shouldn't be a rubber stamp for everyone he wants. The people that we've turned down are people who should not be on the bench. We, for example, in Nevada, we approved a very conservative circuit court judge, Bybee, professor at UNLV, but he's very qualified. Just because someone's conservative doesn't mean they shouldn't be a judge, but there are certain people, by virtue of their temperament, what they've said, the things they've written, that shouldn't be. We've approved 169, have turned down 4. Any president should jump for joy with that record.
With 169 approvals, then the emergency status is pretty well over on the federal benches, or we're getting there?
We have the lowest vacancy rate in 15 years. Actually, it's 14 years, so I say 15 to round it off. Lowest vacancy rate in 14 years. So we're doing quite well. But it's a political issue, and they like to keep. I tell people 169 to 4. They say, oh, "Come on," but that's what it is.
Did you have a follow-up?
Oh no, I have another area.
Okay. I want to ask about the Medicare bill. I mean, we're hearing even some Republicans this morning are coming out and criticizing the bill, and some Democrats are saying, whoops, they're going to take the issue away from us. What's wrong with this Medicare? Maybe I should ask, what's right with the Medicare
I've
bill?
been home 2 weeks, traveled really all over the state, and I have yet, and I am not, this is no puffing, I have yet to have anyone say, I'm upset at you for not voting for that bill. John Ensign and I voted against that bill because it is a turkey, and it came a little bit before Thanksgiving. It is a bad bill. It's going to break the bank. It's going to means test for the first time in the history of our country, create another bureaucracy, and this is, there are lots of things, but this is the keeper. Medicare will not be able to purchase drugs in bulk. Can you imagine that? They have to go out and buy from Rite I guess. This is a bill that was meant to take care of the pharmaceutical giants, and it does that, and to take care of the HMOs, insurance companies.
I'm a little confused because on the news last night there was a segment showing how the government in fact does buy in bulk from Canada to provide medicine to vets.
Veterans we can buy in bulk for veterans, but not Medicare. Figure that one out. By law, this law makes it illegal to purchase in bulk.
Well, you're part of the federal government, Senator. We're going to have to ask you to figure this out.
Well, I didn't vote for that bill, I'll tell you that.
Okay, we're going to take a break now, and then we'll be right back.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
Welcome to Sushi Club, best sushi in town. The Sushi Club in Independence Square uses the best quality products. The sushi is dynamite, and the service is just wonderful.
The Sushi Club is bigger and better. We have 11 sushi chefs on staff, and the service is great.
All your friends will tell you that Sushi Club is the best place for the best sushi.
Come join us for lunch or dinner.
The Sushi Club, 294 East Moana Lane in the Independence Square.
Now that's great sushi.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Ande Engleman.
And we're here with Senator Reid and my guest co-host today, Dick Gammick. Senator, I just want to do a quick follow-up question to what we were talking about before the break. I understand there are some Republicans that are also unhappy with the Medicare bill. What do you think the odds are of you being able to go back into session and maybe get the votes to change some of this?
Well, it's going to be hard to do because the bill doesn't become effective until after the next presidential election, and it's phased in. So I think until people feel the pain of this legislation, we're not going to be able to change it. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so.
Okay, Dick, you wanted to?
Well, yeah, you've been a little bit critical of the president with respect to Afghanistan and the war that's going on now. What would you do differently? What do we need to do now? They announced today Operation Avalanche, which is supposed to be the largest offensive since it started, and trying to clean it up. Where would you go from here?
I haven't really been too critical of the president in Iraq or Afghanistan. I try to be fairly mellow on international events. I think that the president has to have a little leeway. I'm concerned about what's going on in Iraq. I think that the president's got some very bad information. I don't think that if he had had good information, he wouldn't have gone on the ship and said mission accomplished. I think he's been getting some real bad advice because since that time we've had 250 men and women killed. I think my concern about Afghanistan has been that I think we've neglected Afghanistan. We have a security perimeter in Kabul, but not the rest of the country. And we cannot, for 2 times in a row, walk away from that country. We did it once, we can't do it again. They don't have the largesse that Iraq has. Iraq has probably the largest oil reserves in the world, even better than Saudi Arabia. They have water, they have all kinds of natural resources. Afghanistan is a basket case, and we really need to try to assist them, and we could do it on a very small means. Very quickly, I think the concern I have in Iraq, I think we should not be the king there anymore. I think we should get the international community more involved. We should let the United Nations, NATO, European community, ASEAN League, let them come in. The first war, 90% of it was paid for by other countries. Over 200,000 troops in the first Gulf War. This war, we're paying for everything, except for the little bit that the Brits are doing. And of course, all the troops are ours with rare exceptions. So that's my concern. But I try to be very, very mellow, I repeat, in my criticism of the president on these 2 war efforts.
Okay. But Senator, I'm sorry, but we're talking about spending money in Iraq, and I'm concerned about the POWs that are trying to get the money that's due them, and instead the president is withholding.
Yeah, Andy, I have been very critical of the administration on this. We have 17 prisoners of war from the first Gulf War who have been tortured. The man from Nevada, Colonel Tice, had electrodes put on very private parts of his body, on his head. He bit down so hard he broke his teeth. One man bit so hard he broke his jaw. They were tortured. And we provided a law in 1996 that they could go seek redress from the government that caused the brutality. And they went to court, they got a judgment, and they had they went after Iraqi assets. This administration took those assets and sent them to Iraq. These should be for our POWs, not for Iraq. And I have huge criticism for the way the administration has handled these 17 men who have been brutalized and have emotional and physical problems to this day.
Dick, you have a follow-up?
Oh yeah, one thing I've complimented you on several times, and I'll do it here again today, is what you do for the state of Nevada, Senator Reid. It's absolutely phenomenal. What's next?
Well, Dick, let me just say this. I appreciate the comments, but I also have to say this. You know, this is viewers. Dick's a Republican, I'm a Democrat. We had nothing prearranged in this regard. Oh. But I also want to say this. I think Washoe County has been so well served by its district attorneys.
Thank you.
You go back to the years to Bill Raggio, you cannot find a single district attorney that is not in the Babe Ruth class. I mean,
okay,
really.
Okay, I'm going to have to interrupt the love fest. I'm sorry.
But that's true. That's really true. And I say that in the southern part of the state.
We're almost out of time. I have to ask the Senator. Sam has a couple of questions. Okay, first of all, how do you feel about your easy election coming up?
Well, I know about easy elections. I had one last time when I won by 428 votes. I thought that my opponent was a lightweight, John Ensign, and he proved to me that he was no lightweight. And so I'm going to be as well prepared this election as I was ill prepared last time. It doesn't matter who runs, they know that they're going to have a real good campaign operation against them.
Okay, and I'm going to go a little long because I ask one more question. Last week, Sam was talking to Martha Gould and some other Democrats, and he said, I don't want to hear what you're against, I want to know what you stand for, and we didn't really get a good answer. Senator, what do you stand for?
Well, I think there are a lot of things we have to be concerned about. One is health care in this country. 44 million Americans, as we speak, have no health insurance. Many millions more are underinsured. So we have to do something about health care, and that includes prescription drugs. This thing we just did to try to help seniors doesn't do the trick. People who are not seniors, we have to do something. We're the only country in the world that has the cost of drugs that we have cheaper in Mexico, cheaper in Canada. We also have to make sure that we are concerned about creating jobs. This administration has lost more than 3 million jobs, the first president since Herbert Hoover to lose jobs in the private sector, and we've got to do something about that. We have to be concerned about the environment. Northern Nevada is a wonderful place. We have to make sure, though, we have clean air to breathe, fresh water to drink, and that we do make sure that we preserve Lake Tahoe and Pyramid Lake and Washoe, The rivers, we have so few rivers, we have to take care of those. So, I mean, I've got a long list of things that we need to make sure that we're aware of and we work on.
Well, we're out of time now. Senator, thank you for being with us. We may not see you again, so have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you.
Thank you very much. And also, Andy, how about the Gammick Reid Mutual Admiration Society?
Yeah, right. That's not what this show is about, friends. Coming up next, though, Dick Gammick and I take on some Republicans and Democrats.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Aboud family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Ande Engleman.
And here we are with the pundit panel, Martha Gould. Bob Larkin, I welcome you from the Republican Central Committee. Your first visit here, but not your last, I'm sure.
Surrounded by Democrats.
I might say I am surrounded by Democrats.
Chris Wicker, well, you've got Dick Gammick over here, and Chris Wicker, chairman of the Washoe County Democratic Party. Let me open this up by throwing it at Bob to begin with. Bob, do the Republicans have any chance of defeating Senator Reid in the next election?
You know, that's really not the right question. And the right question is how are we going to support the current president and not make Nevada a swing state like the Democrats are trying to do?
You mean the president who can't say the name of our state?
Well, you know, I know a lot of folks on the East Coast, and that's a very common error that a lot of people make. But you know, once they get it right the second time, they're not going to make it the rest of the time.
Although I would call him the president who's trying to absolutely destroy this country as we know it. Everything he does, every single step he takes, is in support of big business and against the average person or against the underprivileged person. You can pick anything. You know, Medicare is a good example. Every single thing he does is horrible for this country.
Well, let's pick something, Chris. Let's pick the economy. You know, this is the best economy that we've seen in the last 24 months. All the indicators are up. We've got a strong
Wait a minute, Bob. Wait a minute. The indicators may be up, and everybody is saying whoopee wow. But where have the 3 million jobs gone except overseas?
You know, we're going to have attrition in any of our jobs.
Somewhere there's a black hole where a lot of people have fallen through the cracks because they no longer are being counted as people who are getting unemployment insurance. I'm sorry, I have too many friends that simply cannot find jobs, even here where we're supposed to have a booming economy. Okay?
We have the lowest unemployment figures that we've had in a long, long time in this state, and in particular in Washoe County. So you can't say everybody's not employed.
You are not counting people who are no longer getting unemployment insurance. And for people who are working, they have entry-level jobs, which means some of them don't have health coverage, many of them don't. they don't make enough money to be able to put back into the economy. I mean, it's cockeyed.
Okay, well, I'm going to get back to what I first started with, though, because I never got an answer, okay? Not that these things aren't important, but I still want to know, are the Republicans going to be able to defeat Harry Reid? And just jump in here, people.
No, of course not. I mean, if the more months that go by, the less likely any kind of a reasonable candidate's going to ever get in the race. I imagine somebody will run. Somebody will run, but
will it be a token candidate?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's already a token candidate.
Well,
Senator Reid's building a tremendous war chest. He's going to be very formidable, but I'd never say never.
Well,
never. You never know what's going to happen.
You were just praised like crazy. I'd rather hear from Bob right now.
What was that, Dick? I wasn't quite sure. However, I think that a credible candidate will come forward, probably from the South, because that's where the credible...
Did you consider Richard Zeiser a credible candidate?
I think,
oh, good heavens.
Martha, I was asking Bob.
Was that... how does that work? When she asks the question, it moves over
Well, this is what happens on a pundit
panel.
And you know, I have never been shy about speaking out.
Oh, Martha, I know you've never been shy about speaking. It's yet to be seen whether or not a credible candidate's going to come out of that mix down south, but we'll wait and see who files, because you know it's a horse race and it's not over till it's over, and it ain't over till the fat lady sings.
And like Senator Reid said, he's never going to forget the race against Ensign. So Senator Reid will run his campaign as though the most formidable opponent ever was running against him, and he'll do that to the end, I think.
And we are a state with a large senior population, and I have to tell you, I listened to a report on the radio this morning about the Pew survey. I guess it's about 30, there's only a 30%, this is across the board, independents, Republicans, Democrats, who support the Medicare legislation. This is going to be the big issue, and that donut hole in the middle is a killer for middle class, middle income people.
Well, the Medicare bill is...
You know,
it's
Andy,
a horror.
what's unfortunate is that the focus is on what's wrong with the Medicare bill. Well, let's talk about what's right with it. It's a step forward with the huge problem that we have in this country with people that are not within some kind of an insurance program, especially our seniors. My parents spend a lot of money every month on all kinds of medication. This will at least be one step forward, because in the spring they're going to be able to at least get a discount card. That's better than what we had before. Yeah, it's not the perfect solution. We're never going to have the perfect solution, because you know what? I think that the Democrats, all they want to do is poke a hole here, because Nevada's going to be a swing state in the next election, next presidential election. They're going to try and put enough doubt in enough people's minds that maybe this president isn't the right president. I don't think that's the right answer. We've got a good president. We've got a winning team right now. Let's move forward and concentrate on what's right.
That's the excuse people always use to justify a bad bill. Oh, it's a step forward. Forget all the horrible stuff, the payoff to the drug companies, the payoff to the HMOs, the subsidies for private industry, the effort to destroy Medicare. It's a step forward. That's baloney.
And I agree with Chris. And for your comments, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say, bah humbug.
Well,
that's tough.
It's Christmas time, Martha. It ought to be bah humbug. It ought to be, we've done something. We made a step forward. Instead of talking for 10 years, we've moved forward.
What you have done is started to destroy the entire Medicaid and Medicare program and force people into HMOs and into private insurance where there is no cost control. Sorry.
Speaking of all this medical, since we don't have a whole lot of time left, I did get an email from Kay Lane this morning. Mills is back in the country. They were in the Ukraine so that he could get some more treatment.
Mills Lane.
Mills Lane, Bubba. And he's back. They are back in the country. It's all, her email is tremendously upbeat. So it looks like maybe there might be a breakthrough now and some improvement, speaking in the medical world.
Great.
Well, that is good news.
So throw that out here and kind of...
Yeah, all right, real quick, one word answer from each of you. Martha, will Harry Reid win his next election?
Absolutely.
Bob?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think there's any question yet.
Oh, well, time's up. And we'll be right back.
Well, I've never said...
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Thank you for joining me today, Dick. I enjoyed it. You'll be back again next week. So what do you think about Harry Reid? Is he a past master politician or what?
I never expected the answer I got. Thank you.
Be with us tomorrow. Scott Craigie will be my guest co-host, and we talk to a couple of heads of state agencies you may not be familiar with. Thank you for watching.